Randy, as you look back at your career and you take a look at Manhattan Beach, what did it mean to you?
Oh, very fond memories of playing at Manhattan Beach. My first Open win with Jim Mingus in 1981. I went on to win 4 other Opens, 2 with Sinjin Smith and 1 with Adam Johnson.
Sinjin, talk a little bit about your memories of playing Manhattan.
Well, you just look down here right now and you see the people in the sand without bleachers, without sponsors, a little bigger court, you know, different rules. It reminds me of back in the 70s.
The Wimbledon of beach volleyball for us. There's nothing like it. When you came down to play at Manhattan, there was nothing in the sport that was even close to it.
We were always the guys from the North Bay. All the guys that I ended up playing with were from the North Bay, Santa Monica, Palisades area. And when we came down into Manhattan Beach, we were in the snake pit.
And the feeling that we got each and every time that we came down here and played, whether it was for prize money or for pride, was the best feeling in the world.
Most of the crowd was from the area. You know, they walked, they rode their bikes to the beach. There's a big history of them coming down and rooting for their team. And it was a real dogfight for us because rarely did we have the crowd on our side.
I do honestly remember those moments of walking down those steps, stepping onto the sand and feeling electric.
We had to beat the crowd as well. And the more we could actually forget about the crowd, the better off we would end up doing. But sometimes, like I said before, sometimes the crowd can really play an important role for the opposing team if they can get into your head. And I will admit, sometimes they did.
Not only because of the position we were in as volleyball players, being champions, past, present, and you know, having everybody understand of who we were in the sport and where we were going in the sport. Again, no other feeling was like it.
And guess what? We made a living putting the ball away so that nobody could touch it on that big court. And we were very, very good at that. And that's why they called it the side-out wars.
You know, the game was a whole lot different then. Side-out scoring, didn't know when the game ended, was the biggest difference that the past players really had to deal with. And that feeling of not knowing when the game ended was just a terrible feeling.
Because you know, a lot of times points would not be scored for a long, long time because it was very hard to get a dig out there.
What kind of advice would you give the team coming out of the losers bracket here today?
Well, let's hope that they have lots of rest. You know, honestly, coming out of the losers bracket, I did it a couple times. You better be in shape.
We would play as many as 8 hours in a day. We'd start at 8 in the morning, play the, you know, on a Sunday morning, play the semifinals. If you lost, you drop into the losers bracket. You have to play several matches to get back up to the point where you can actually make it to the finals.
The sand out here is very difficult to move in. Again, as the day progresses, the wind picks up, the sun becomes a very menacing moment in the game. Fatigue's involved. Mentally, you have to be stronger than your opponent.
The amount of energy you expel, what you put your muscles through throughout the day, if you've hydrated perfectly all day, you're still going to be hurting that night.
I've got a few stories to tell about moments with Sinjin and myself of feeling those moments and me waving the white flag and Sinjin telling me that that guy feels the same way that I do, and I come out here and side out one more time and sure enough my opponent drops. That's what the sport was like, and that's what they're feeling today.
So what they're up against on a perfect day like today when the sun is shining and the sand's hot and there's a little bit of a wind blowing is a very, very difficult time and a long game on a big court, and normally in these conditions it's the team that's in the best shape that's going to win.
What would you tell Wachvogel and Rosenthal as they're coming in from the winners bracket?
Well, go after it. Go hard at them. Everything's on your side right now. You can play until the dark days. We played it a number of times. You've got many, many hours to side out, and that's all you have to do out here.
You know, when you get to the end of the tournament, all the skills, you know, the skill level is about the same. So what makes a difference is who lasts the longest or who's the strongest up here.